Let's go to see homework 7, and let's start with problem number 1. You have to change the percent to a decimal. For example, if it's 10%, it's 0.1. Problem number 2, you have to convert the given time period to years. So for example, if you have 6 months, 6 months will be 0.5 of a year. Problem number 3, the formula is given. I is equal to P times R times T. You simply have to solve this equation for T. And then this is the future value for a simple interest. A is equal to P times 1 plus R times T. Everything is given. Don't forget, you have to express R as 0.14, and then you solve the equation for T. I gave you a couple of similar problems on exercises for chapter 3.1 and 3.2. Problem number 5, this is where we have to use now the graphing calculator. So in this case you have one amount. So what you have to do, let me go through the graphing calculator. Let's go to see first of all what is the n. The n is going to be 8. The interest rate is given, so it's 7%. Present value is 650. You don't have any payment, you have one single amount, so the payment is 0. So you look for the future value. Future value is the unknown. P slash y will be 1 because we don't have any payment. C slash y will be 1 for annually, and then you have to figure out the future value. After you calculate the future value, you have to subtract future value minus the present value, the 650, to figure out the interest. And then you continue for quarterly and monthly. You only have to change the C slash y. So that's about problem number 5. Problem number 6, it's similar to 5. You have 7,000 at 3% continuously compounded. So what is the amount after 6 years? So you know the n, you know the rate, you know the present value, you look for the future value. Continuous compounding, you may have to use C slash y a large number, for example 1 million. Problem number 7, you want to have 22,000 in the future. So in this case the future value is given, so you look for the present value compounded semi-annually. That means C slash y will be equal to 2, and again you look for the present value. Problem number 8, you look for the effective rate. Just as a reminder, for the effective rate you have to go to applications, finance, and then you go down to letter C, and then you have to enter the number of the interest rate and the number of compounding periods. Let's say if it's semi-annually, could be 2, quarterly 4, and so on, and then you figure out the effective rate, or APY. Problem number 9, how much is going to worth the 8,000, the future value. So you know the present value, you know the n is 17, you know the interest rate, compounded quarterly, so everything is given. Number 10 is very similar to problem number 8. You have to use the effective rate, and then you have to decide which one is a better investment. Number 11, in this case, has 10,000 in it, so this is going to be the present value. You know the interest rate, 8%, you know the C slash y daily. You can use 360 or 365, and if the answer is wrong in the computer, I will go to change it. So how much is going to be in the account after 40 years? So you look for the future value. Everything else is given. Now For number 12, what is the nominal rate? Before you did the effective rate, now you have to go to nominal rate. So you have to go to letter B by using the calculator. It's above effective rate. Number 13, you have a payment now. So the main difference by using the calculator is that you have to go to Applications, Finance, TVM Solver. Now, N is equal to 36. Then the interest rate is 0.02 or 2%. Payment is 111. And this is how you continue. Alright, you don't have any present value. Your present value will be 0. And now you have a payment. Now this is part of the section 3.3. Problem 14. This is pretty much the same as the previous one. However, now you look for the N. Don't forget, if you have a payment and a future value, one is positive, the other is negative. Problem 15. You deposit $1,902 every month. How much is going to be after 7 years? Don't forget, the N will be what? 7 times 12, because you deposit this amount every month. And you know also the interest rate, you know the payment every month. So what is the future value? 16. Deposits $338 per month, 6% compounded monthly. So everything is given. So how much you're going to have in 4 years? Again, don't forget to multiply 4 times 12 for the N. And 17, you know the monthly payment. It's $230. The rate is 3.9% compounded monthly. And the P/Y, you make 12 payments per year. So the unknown is going to be the N. The N is going to be in months, in order to have 5,700 to buy a car. So don't forget again, payment has to be negative and future value has to be positive, or the other way around. So one is positive and one is negative.